Hey, what is up YouTube? And with only 3 days to go until this year's big iPhone event, some really interesting and exciting news has surfaced last night. So, jumping right into things, it looks like a pre-release Golden Master version of iOS 11 was leaked around 9 p.m. And this leak, just like the HomePod firmware leak, sheds a ton of light on early products and features that Apple is planning to announce this Tuesday. Because of this leak, we got to see a sneak peek at new iOS 11 wallpapers and new 3D emojis. And for those users that actually got to install this build version, they noticed that it comes with a new build number. As far as hardware goes, there's also new references to the iPhone 8 as well as the 3rd generation Apple Watch. After digging through the code, 9to5Mac reports new information regarding how multitasking and the status bar animations will work on the iPhone 8. There are new clues to how the phone will function without a designated home button, and how it may entirely rely on a new taptic side button which replaces the power button. In the final update by them, it even appears we've received the names of the new iPhones going to be released by Apple, being the iPhone 8, the iPhone 8 Plus, and the iPhone X, which is the highly anticipated model to have the nearly bezel-less OLED display, new features like Face ID and Anti-emojis, and include the new wallpapers. Lastly, we received new information of how the 3rd generation Apple Watch will handle cellular connectivity. Along with that, we've also received from the code 2 new color waves that it may be coming in. At this point in time, the source of where it was leaked is unknown, but it was sent to various rumor reporting sites such as Mac Rumors and 9to5Mac. So like I said guys, there have been just a flood of new rumors and new information that has been revealed from this iOS 11 leaked Golden Master version. So in today's video, I'm just going to go much more in depth about what has surfaced and what we're likely to expect in this year's iPhone event. So, for the start of this video, I'm going to show off some of the new features within iOS 11 and what lies on the surface of this Golden Master Edition. Later in this video, I'm going to dive deeper into some of the information that has been revealed from the code of this version pertaining to the iPhone 8 as well as the 3rd generation Apple Watch. So to start off, here's a look at the 16 new wallpapers that appear in iOS 11 on the iPhone 7. So, diving deeper into this, first up we have 3 new space wallpapers, 2 being of the Earth, 1 in day, 1 at night, and lastly it looks like we have a wallpaper of the moon. Next up we have 6 new flower wallpapers, which are really rich in color, probably to show off the new iPhone 8 OLED display. These I think look absolutely stunning, but that is not all. Next up we have 6 new retro wallpapers that mimic the original Apple logo. Probably my favorite 3 new wallpapers are these abstract ones displayed at the very end. Anyway, these new wallpapers are found to be default within iOS 11, and they were confirmed to show up on the iPhone 7. Next up, within iOS 11, we're presented with what appears to be 3D animated versions of emoji characters for iMessages. These are rumored to be called Animojis and will use facial tracking and your voice to create expressive animated messages. Apple has included a wide range of 3D emojis, which I'm displaying now for you on the screen. Unfortunately, the only downside to this is it looks like it's going to depend on the 3D facial tracking software that, as far as we know, is going to be an exclusive feature for the new iPhone 8 with the OLED display. From this image leak that I'm presenting to you now, it goes a little bit more in depth of how this animation process is going to work and how it's going to track your face with the 3D facial recognition software. Anyway, as far as the iOS 11 software goes, that looks like to be the main features leaked by this Golden Master version. Moving on in this video, we're going to talk about some of the information discovered about the iPhone 8 or the next generation iPhone that is speculated to be launched at Tuesday's event. Most importantly, with 9to5Mac's latest article, it appears they have discovered the names of the next generation iPhones that are going to be released this Tuesday, being the iPhone 8, the iPhone 8 Plus, as well as the new completely redesigned model that everyone's been wondering what the name is going to be, and they think it's going to be the iPhone X. The names of these new devices were discovered within the source code in a couple of strings from the new Golden Master version that was leaked last night. From the new information presented to us, it's looking like the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus models will retain the same body of the iPhone 7 currently, just with new and improved internal hardware. It will be the iPhone X that has the newly talked about features such as the 5.8-inch nearly bezel-less display, and will include features such as Face ID and wireless charging. Again, just real quickly, this may in fact not be 100% the final names of the next generation iPhones. Apple in fact could change their mind about their branding decisions at the very last second, but this by far is our best indicator of what the final names could be of the next generation iPhones. But to keep things simple for the rest of the video, I'm going to refer to the next generation iPhone, the one speculated to have all these features, as the iPhone X. As well as the strings unveiling the new iPhone 8 names, there are also more references to the original screen design leaked by the HomePod's first firmware. From this image leaked from the iOS 11 Golden Master firmware, it looks as if we are presented with instructions on how to enable SOS mode on the iPhone X. Again, it's very apparent of how this new image is similar to the one leaked by the HomePod's firmware, and it resembles what has been speculated to be the look of the next generation iPhone, being the iPhone X. Again, it appears we are going to receive a nearly bezel-less display with a notch cut out at the top of the phone to accommodate for the camera, earpiece, and 3D sensors. So, now that we have the design confirmed, let's take a look at other things that were discovered within the code about the iPhone 8. First up, we have new information about how the facial recognition software may work on the new device. The new software recently discovered to be called Face ID is looking like it's going to entirely replace Touch ID, but work in relatively the same way with the passcode on the home screen. The image I'm displaying now was what was found within the iOS 11 Golden Master version on how to set up this feature called Face ID on the iPhone X. Real quickly, it's looking like Face ID is going to work very similar to how Touch ID works on older devices. Users will first be required to set up a passcode when Face ID isn't available, and then they'll be guided along with on-screen steps on how to continue setting up the software. And while recording this video, this just recently surfaced as well. This iOS developer, I'm not even going to begin to pronounce his name, but the guy that you're seeing on your screen right now, he's been playing around a ton with the recently leaked iOS Golden Master version. In this video, he demonstrates the Face ID enrollment process on an older device. Interestingly enough, it looks like the Face ID setup mentions that it is aware when the user is looking at the phone. When your intention is on the iPhone, it will not dim the display. Also, when talking about the display, we not only received a new screen resolution, but it's also looking like the new display will include True Tone technology, just like the iPad Pro series has recently received. Again, just as a refresher, True Tone technology just essentially helps the display look more natural in different lighting situations. The display contrast will decrease as the light around you gets brighter, and whites, of course, will look different under different lighting sources. Essentially, this will make your phone look like you're reading text off of a piece of paper rather than off of a light-emitting display, and will look more natural, like I said, in different situations. Lastly, one of the most speculated areas of the new iPhone X display is speculated around the new status bar. Again, with this leak, it's looking like a couple users on Twitter have actually discovered new animations that pertain to the status bar and how it's going to address all the different notifications on the phone in such a small space. Anyway, the same iOS developer that I was talking about previously in this video also discovered what the new status bar animations might look like on the iPhone X. This again was discovered within the iPhone 11 Golden Master Edition that was leaked earlier last night, so it's looking like it's a pretty accurate depiction of what might actually be the true animation of the status bar. And I have to say that this looks absolutely stunning, guys, that certain icons will dynamically push other ones out of the way, which not only makes them stand out more and be more apparent, but I'm sure this will allow for a lot of animations to be displayed up in the top right corner without them actually having to be displayed 24/7 on the status bar. So the last big update pertaining to the iPhone 8 hardware is addressing the power button and the elimination of the home button. Again, guys, the next generation iPhone is speculated to be an entirely gesture-based iPhone. Thus, a lot of tasks like activating Siri have been speculated to be accommodated by the power button, and with this leak, guys, we've had a huge update on those features. The new elongated power switch will not be called the lock button anymore, but the side button, and will be used to interact with iOS in new ways. It's speculated that double-clicking the side button will show Apple Pay cards and passes just like on the Apple Watch, and you can also press and hold the side button to invoke Siri. It's also speculated that the new side button will be entirely solid state and will not be a physical click, but instead use the Taptic engine much like the iPhone 7's home button does currently. The last little bit of noteworthy information pertaining to the iPhone X are the new video recording resolution and capture speeds. Most noteworthy, it looks like the new iPhone will be able to record at 4K at 60 frames per second, and that is absolutely insane for a phone, guys. Again, like I said, we also got information presented to us about the third generation Apple Watch. It looks as if it is confirmed that the next generation Apple Watch will have cellular connectivity. Interestingly enough, when opening the Apple Watch app within the Golden Master version of iOS 11, we are presented with the first leak image of what the next generation Apple Watch might look like. On the outside, it looks like it is exactly the same as all other Apple Watch versions aside from the red digital crown. We also received a Watch OS screenshot of the new control center with a cellular signal indicator. The last little bit of new information pertaining to the third generation Apple Watch is that we may be receiving two new color waves, being blush gold aluminum and gray ceramic. Lastly, this leaked Golden Master firmware sheds light on a new version of AirPods 2. This animation was discovered within the code and is expected to come up when you pair the Bluetooth headphones to the device. Again, like I said, all the information from today's video came from the leaked Golden Master version of iOS 11. And while a few lucky people were able to install this software on their device, within a few hours of it being leaked, Apple quickly removed it from their signing servers, so it is no longer being signed, guys, and if you missed the signing window, you can no longer install this leaked version of iOS 11. Again, with the software being leaked last night, it's looking like, in fact, this is not going to be the final Golden Master version, but this is a pre-release leak of it. It's in fact looking like the official Golden Master version is going to be seeded to developers by Apple on Tuesday, coinciding with the event. So stay tuned, guys, and I will see you Tuesday as I'm covering the entirety of this year's Apple event and all the details surrounding it. Again, if there are any more updates, I will be covering them and releasing a video ASAP to keep you guys updated. So before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be notified when I release a new video like this one. I know this was a ton of new information and I'm completely stoked. It literally feels like Christmas Day, guys. So let me know down in the comments section what you guys are most excited for and if you have any questions pertaining to what we talked about in today's video. Anyway, thank you guys again so much for the support, and until next time, this is Tony, signing out.